Hey there, it is Rachel, and I actually work with parents of children of all ages, from 2 years old to 22 years old. So you can imagine that the questions I get and the support that I give varies tremendously depending on the age of the child. But there is one question I get all the time, no matter how old the child is, and that is, how do I get my child or children to listen more? How do I get them to do what I ask them to do? And obviously, I share a lot of tips on this topic, and I'm going to share one more today. This tip is based on the fact that when we usually ask our kids to do something, the tone we use is either full of judgment or frustration or anger. So we may say something like, "Why didn't you brush your teeth? You know you're supposed to brush your teeth." Or, "Oh my gosh, I've asked you to do your homework." Or, "Have you really not put your shoes on yet?" And when we speak to our kids like that, they see us as the enemy. Now, in your defense, you're probably speaking like that because you've asked them to do things many, many times and they haven't done it yet. And very likely your children aren't doing it because you've spoken to them like this in the past and they're already resistant to you asking. So how do you break out of that cycle? And that is the strategy that I want to teach you. So instead of you being the enemy and asking them to do the thing that they don't feel like doing, what you want to do is create a common enemy. So whatever it is that you're trying to get them to do, whether it's brush their teeth or do their homework, get their shoes on, be nicer to someone, what you want to do is make that the enemy instead of you. So let's say it's brushing their teeth. Now, the way you actually approach this isn't as much about the words you use as the tone that you use. And obviously, this tone is going to be different whether you have a younger child or you have an adolescent or teenager. So let's start with a younger child. What you might say is something like, "Oh my gosh, I know, I hate brushing my teeth too. It's so annoying." And because you're actually kind of exaggerated and a little bit playful there, that's actually what's going to make them feel connected to you and on the same side as you. And that's going to motivate them to want to do what you ask. So at that point, after you've done that, you can say something like, "Well, we have to brush teeth. So what are we going to do to get through this?" And that's when they're actually more likely to listen to you. Even if you make suggestions at that point, because they're feeling connected to you, they're more likely to listen to you. Now, you know if you have an adolescent or a teenager that they are not going to respond well to that tone. They're probably going to think you're crazy and just tune you out. So what you do with an older child, with an adolescent, with a teenager, is you actually just speak casually and respectfully to them. So you might say something like, "You know what? I actually hate brushing my teeth too. And I'd rather just go to bed at that time than brush my teeth. And I don't want to think about the fact that I might get cavities because I'm exhausted." So you're actually speaking to them casually and respectfully. And then at that point, once they know that you're not against them, that you understand them, then you could say something like, "Well, I'm actually working on this too. Do you think we could work on this together? Do you think you could hold me accountable and maybe I could hold you accountable too? Or do you have any other ideas for how this would work?" Now, because they see you as on their side, they're actually more likely to listen to you than when you come at them, when you attack them and criticize them and judge them and are frustrated with them. So ultimately, whatever is the thing that it is that you want them to do, that becomes the common enemy instead of you. This strategy is so much more likely to motivate them, and it's also much better for your relationship. So if you have any questions, please feel free to post them below this video. If you want more information on motivating more responsible behavior, you can go to my website at rachel-bailey.com/responsible behavior, and I have a free resource that can give you even more tips. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Take care.